You ever see a fighter and think, dang, if things were a little different, who knows how far they could have went? I wondered that with Sergio Maravilla Martinez. If you're not familiar with him, don't tell nobody, especially if you claim to be a boxing fan over the last 20 years. But don't worry, hit that like and subscribe button, I'll make sure you know who you're supposed to know. Alright, Sergio was a slick as hell southpaw that fought from welterweight to middleweight back in the late 90s to about the middle 2010s, and he fought after that, but nobody really paid him any attention after about 2015. The thing about Sergio that most people don't realize is he picked up boxing when he was 20. Yeah, he started boxing at 20 years old to help improve his fitness for football or soccer, depending on where you're from. And he then gained the dream of becoming a world champion after 39-2 amateur record. This is a sport where most fighters start when they're like 8 years old, which got me to thinking. With the success he created after such a late start, can you imagine what he could have done if he started earlier? I know we'll never know the answer to that, but thinking back to his scraps with Kelly Pavlik and undefeated Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. among others, it's just wild to know that his athleticism was the foundation of his success, and without it, he would have never became a two-division legitimate champion and at one point was third on the pound-for-pound list behind only Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. He was one of my favorites to watch at that time, and I hate we were robbed of a true challenge between him and Miguel Cotto because of those damn knee injuries. Sergio's success started with strategic movement, quickness, and reflexes because he didn't have experience of his opponents. And in the Cotto fight, he was a sitting duck and it was hard to watch. When you're used to a fighter controlling the distance, slipping punches, setting traps, just standing in one spot with no movement at all, it was clear he was finished without his legs. He remains one of the top fighters I've watched fight live, and I'll always think, what if he started early? And what if he never had to have two major knee surgeries? If you haven't seen his two fights with Paul Williams, go and check them out and make sure you follow, like, and subscribe so I can introduce you to more boxers. Or so you can come and reminisce with me about these forgotten warriors. You remember Ruslan Provodnikov? Yeah, come back.